relying a lot on getting, as Martin Bella gives a little bit of a piggyback right out here, on relying on offside tactics. Tonight they seem to be going up and doing a little bit of sliding. One or two players seem to be going up. It's definitely not even.
Jackson with the ball to Salvatore over the top to Wishart. Wishart has support. Here comes another try. That's the Australian captain. That is the Australian record. The crowd go wild here at Lang Park for one of their favourite sons, Mal Meninga. This is a moment he will savour for a lifetime in what could very well be his final test in the green and gold.
Yes, well, Australia were here cashing in on the skills that they displayed in the ruck previously. Players going into gaps. Rod Wishart again proving a handful for anybody in front of him. And Mal Meninga's positional play, once again, extremely commendable. Trying to stop that big fella from that far out. Well, you can give up. You might as well be sitting at home in your lounge room chair.
Well, it just shows, Mal, it just demonstrates that a man so big like that and who can run so fast is almost impossible for anybody to stop.
Well, Wally, I'm certain you've only got words of praise from Mal Meninga, as I said, playing in his 32nd Test match tonight. You've played so many of them alongside him, and he's been one of Australia's greats.
He certainly has been, and I'm sure he's not finished. He's going to want to go on. Perhaps he'll be playing in Australian colours next year, should he get the opportunity, if he goes to England. He's in tremendous form at the moment, and his goal kicking reminds me of that very first State of Origin game where he kicked 7 from 7. He was a lot younger, but these days he's a lot better footballer. Not that he wasn't a great player then, but he's just showing every skill in the book tonight, and I think we're a long way from seeing the end of the chapter in this game.
31 years of age, 31 Test match. He's been an ornament to the game, Mal Meninga. He has this set right on the sideline. He didn't strike it well. It went under the bar. Perhaps he is human after all. And John Harker, I'm certain the crowd were aware that that was a Test record and they would have gone berserk.
Yes, it's just been announced actually, and they did go berserk. The hand of Peter Jackson can't be underestimated here too. He's had hand in both of the Australian tries and really is causing problems. But Gary Mercer's a player you've got to wonder about. He is a back, I know, but he's been switched to the second row. His entire defensive day has been spent either on the blind side or out wide. He's just not plugging any holes at all.
Well, the statistics tell the story. The Kiwis have missed 11 tackles to Australia's 4. And Australia lead 14-0. Well, Roy, is this shaping as another whitewash?
I wouldn't say that, Pat. No, I think the folks at home have got to keep their sets switched on right till the very end, because we're going to see some tremendous athleticism from Australia. The Kiwis will turn it around a little bit early in the second half.
Well, I'm certain they won't leave us at home, because we've already seen a couple of great tries, and it looks like there's more to come as Geyer breaks the way downfield and moves into the New Zealand half. Walters wants it quickly. Langer to Jackson. Jackson across field to Salvatore. And that's one of the few Australian errors we'll see tonight. Todd.
Part of the discipline of the Australian game is demonstrated in the hit-ups. The front rowers have taken it up 17 times, which is an object lesson for anybody.
Well, this is Clayton Friend splitting them. He had Freeman, his captain, on the outside, but I think Freeman was covered. He had to take the tackle, and it was a try-staver from Steve Walters. Man lurking out wide. And he's popped a great ball to Iro. Iro has plenty of defence in front of him, including that man, Laurie Daly. This is Dwayne Mann popping it to Brown. Brown pops it straight back to Alfie Langer, who'd missed the tackle. Now the Australians look to run it in their own quarter way.
Some pretty smart play from Salvatore there. It would have been quite easy to shift the ball wide and get carried away with Australia's pattern there, but he wisely decided just to settle it up the middle. We saw New Zealand come into possession just a few moments ago through a loose Australian pass, and now's the time where they've just got to settle it down, get back to their game plan, take a few more tackles, and then kick as deeply as they possibly can.
Steve Walters. Well, they're really making inroads in the centre of this ruck now. Guy to dummy half. Daly to Jackson on the inside to Meninga. Stepping his way through and throwing off tackles. He's fired up tonight.
It's King Kong versus the biplanes, isn't it, with Big Mal?
Daly. Crossfield to Clyde. But there's plenty of Kiwi defence there this time. On the 5th tackle, the Australians have it about 12 metres inside New Zealand's half. Langer reversing it to Daly. Daly pops it wide. Oh, Clyde picks it up beautifully with one hand, then puts the kick in. It was the 5th tackle. Bodying it back in his own end goal. Steps away.
I don't agree with the referee's decision there, Pat. I reckon he caught that about half a metre to a metre inside the field of play.
Well, I agree with you, Wal, but nevertheless, John Holdsworth says that he took it on the full inside his in goal. The play was brought back to the quarter line. This is Watson in off his wing, dashing from dummy half and making a good 10 metres. Dwayne Mann to George Mann, his cousin. Brown hit in solid head-on defence by Martin Bella. Over the top was Salvatore. Friend working the run around. In centre field, Mercer splits them, but he ran away from Mikow. He pops it up to McCracken, who's got pace. Here comes the reply from New Zealand. Over goes McCracken beside the post. They're on the way back to Kiwis. It came from a clean break up the centre. And Jared McCracken will go over for his 4th try in Test match football. The 21-year-old who shows so much promise. Let's have a look at it.
Yes, New Zealand, they haven't given up the ghost. Once again, it was an inside pass. That seems to be the tactic that has upset Australia for about the first 10 or 15 minutes of the match. McCracken, once he got an open spaces, he certainly showed Andrew Eddinghausen that he's no mug when it comes to the speed department. He's got a great set of feet on him.
Well, it was a good run-around move and came back on the inside. And, of course, he had support on either side of the ruck. I thought he'd blown it when he didn't slip the ball to the left. But, of course, he found a man on the right who cut back that way. And that was McCracken. And he certainly has got some toe.
Well, that's right. That was Andrew Eddinghausen chasing him. One of the quickest men, not only in this Australian team, but in Australian Rugby League. Have a look at it.
The problem they're coming, Pat, I think, from Australia, not quite moving up both sides of the ruck or covering across the field as they should. But then again, I suppose when you get to a 14-0 lead, you may get a little bit lazy in a game.
Well, it's 14-4, and this man very rarely misses them. He doesn't this time either. It's 14-6 here. We have a ball game on our hands at Lang Park.